What's up, Lashinistas? Welcome to the show. This is the Live Bay podcast, where we talk about the ever-growing eyelash business. If this is your first time listening to our show, welcome. This podcast is dedicated to helping you grow as a lash artist and or lash business owner. So whether you work for yourself or someone else, this podcast is for you.
Hey guys, this is Mike and Shauna Jones. We're the owners of Live Bay Lash. Our heart is to share with you our uphill battle in this lash industry and to show you what started out of a tiny bedroom in our house, extremely broke, has turned into an 8-figure company. We are here to encourage you during your lash journey and to give you guys a real raw version of what things are really like.
Today's episode, we're going to be just covering a few pointers for the newbie beginner lash artist.
Yes, so exciting. A few things before we get started. We do have our classes, so we have our VR classes and our in-person. They are $400 off. We also offer financing through PayPal and Sezzle, and we're coming to many cities near you. We do have all of our dates up until December, I believe. And then, of course, we have our amazing live Zoom style lash lift class and a bunch of other things. You can check them out at livebaylashclass.com.
Why are you talking about lash traders?
So, yeah, why don't you talk about Lash Traders?
Well, I know you get way more excited.
Okay, so Lash Traders is a new app, so it's available.
Not that I'm not excited. Like, I'm super excited. It just doesn't check the boxes like sports, football.
Yeah. So Lash Traders is a new app. You can find it on Apple and Android. So it's in the App Store. It's so amazing. Basically, it's a buy and sell app, like platform. So obviously as a lash artist, you get a bunch of things, that you'll get, and you're like, this isn't like my thing, and then the company won't be able to return it for you. So this is for like gently used or unwanted lash supplies. So you can basically just with your phone upload a photo and then someone else can purchase it from you. So it's so amazing.
Half-used lash trays, tweezers.
Yeah, I mean, you just put it in the description. So it's an amazing, amazing app. There's really no platform like that. I know a lot of you guys try and sneak in the Facebook groups and
Or Craigslist.
I've seen Live Bay and Craigslist and offer up.
Macari.
Yeah, but this is just like a central hub for that. It's just so amazing, and it is available. What else was I going to say? For right now, it's only in the U.S. just because it's kind of like a soft launch. This is the first time we've ever done an app before. So keep that in mind. And then also, what was it? It will be swap.
It will be in other countries too. Yeah. It is set up, the digital wallet is set up to take all currencies.
Yes, for now it's just a soft launch through the U.S. So it's amazing. So go download it.
Yeah. Be patient with us as we work out the bugs.
Yeah.
If we accidentally steal all the money in your bank account, we're very sorry. We're working through it.
Yes. Also keep in mind we have our monthly memberships, $199. You have access to Mike and I, 20% off products, one full live Zoom with Mike and I and the other members. It's like amazing. And then you get free access to our Business Accelerator courses, which are now up. And subscription boxes, $99 a month, $200 or more in Live Bay products every single month in a cute custom box, and you can find those on livebaysupplies.com.
Yep. Did you get a new ring? Did you clean it? Did you do something different?
I cleaned it with toothpaste.
It looks really good.
Thanks.
Did I buy that?
No, my other husband did. Yeah. Lash Boy Jr.
Yeah, good. He got some good taste.
Are you jealous? You're not even jealous. He just never gets jealous.
I'm super jealous. I'm fuming.
No.
Hulk smash.
We would have sex a lot more if you were jealous. You're never
I'm very jealous right now. Yeah. I'm going to go find Lash Boy Jr. and teach that guy a lesson.
Okay.
Gramps here is going
to... Shut up. It's okay. It's in your DNA. I can't change that.
The Viagra or which one? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Moving on.
Not that old.
Okay, so beginner lash artist. So I thought this was an important topic because I feel like there's not that much information about like, hey, listen, I'm a brand new lash artist. Like you're going to be so overwhelmed with just like the industry now because you really are getting into like a super booming industry. When I got into it in 2011, it was just like nobody would talk about anything. Like it was just all trial and error. So as a beginner lash artist, there's like a lot of things that you're going to want to be on the lookout for. The first thing we just want to talk about is just kind of like being on a budget, unless your family won the Powerball. Most of us do want to find, some bargains here and there. I'm like the biggest bargain shopper ever. What would you say?
Well, I was going to say right before we jump into the bargains, I was just going to say, listen, congrats on step one, on taking the jump and starting your journey as it, because chances are you're going to have a lot of doubters in your corner. Even friends and family. They're going to be like, I don't know, it seems kind of tough. Why don't you get a real job? Is there really any money in that? Like, you're going to be dealing with a lot of that same BS that, probably I told my wife and other people have told us, So congrats on that. Number 2, you know, the other thing is, we always joke around this, but we always say the imposter syndrome, right? So even if you've gotten pretty good at practicing, gotten really good at it, you're always going to be looking at other people in your area, like other competitors who are doing lashes, looking at their photos and going, oh man, these girls are so good. Oh, they've got a lot more clients than me. They're probably, you start talking yourself out of those things. And so I was just going to say, listen, not every lash artist out there that's really good has a customer service side to them. So don't bounce yourself out too early. You could be looking at someone else's work that you think is flawless, and they've got a really great like photo editor, and they're putting out really great stuff, and you're like, oh man, it looks so perfect, and their Instagram's so neat, and the way the grid's set up, and their cute quotes. But here's the thing, that person could be completely burned out, completely over it, and clients are ready to jump ship because when they get in there, it just doesn't feel the same as it did when they were brand new. So don't count yourself out. The other thing is, when your family's in, they're trying to get like freebies from you, or they're telling you she charges too much, or she's new, or stop listening to that stuff too. Everybody's got to start somewhere. And I promise you, at some point in time, as you progress in this journey, they're going to come back around and be really sad that they kind of fed you that negative info, and because they're going to be wanting to hook up still, because you're going to get really good at this.
Yeah. I was going to say, don't always believe what you see, because that's kind of what a lot of people do. They'll see like Instagram or like whatever, and whatever kind of BS people put up there sometimes, and it's like not true. So don't compare yourself to that, because Instagram is not reality.
Yeah. I saw a quote the other day. It was like, what do you want to be for Halloween? Someone's like, you should dress up as a person you pretend to be on social media.
That's funny.
Like,
I was in your YouTube the other day. I don't know why it's like on my phone, because when I logged in, it was like all Lambos and like all this other
Cobra Kai season 5.
Yeah, and all this like man stuff. But you must have been listening to some type of, I don't even know, it was like a motivational thing. You know what I mean? Like whatever. But it was pretty cool. But who was it? It was TD Jakes. He was talking about like your DNA. He's like, God made you like the way you are. Like you're the only person with that DNA. Like, so stop trying to be someone else. Like God is me. Like there's no, you can't, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll see people and I'm like, God, they're just trying to replicate everything like we do. And even though I don't get that bothered by it, I'm like, well, it's Mike and I. Nobody can replicate Mike and I. And that's the same thing like with starting your journey. It's like you are the only person, like you can only be like you. You can try and be like someone else, but like realistically, like you is you. Stop trying to be someone else. And so I think that's really important too. You're the only person who has your DNA. And I think that like, especially getting overwhelmed with this industry, especially right now, it's just booming, which there's so much room to grow. You really can diversify your business and yourself by just being you. I think that's super important. But I forgot what I was going to say before I went on that. What were you talking about?
We're going to talk about budget. So here's the thing. It's very easy when you first start out to get like caught up in buying certain tools of the trade. And so there's going to be a lot of information and misinformation out there. And so you don't need to have the top of the line ring light, the top of the line chair, the top of the line. Like you don't have to have any of that stuff. My wife is a 99-cent only thrifty shopper.
Mm-hmm. I'm going there today. I'm so excited. I haven't been in a very long time.
She thinks it's Disneyland.
I do.
I'm like, hey, if you're really good this week, we'll go to 99 only. She's like, ah.
I love it. It's my favorite. But I was going to say, as a beginner lash, I mean, like our story, like, well, we were really broke. We were super broke. But I drove like an hour to get this massage table, and it was like a used massage table, and it was like, I don't know, $50. And then like I had that massage table for like, I don't know, 2 years.
We still have it.
We still have it.
It's out on the shelf. It's blue. It's out on the shelf.
It's not even wobbly. It's so worth that $50. But I think it took me 2 years to even upgrade that to a recliner. And the recliner we got, as you guys know, had a big hole in it. There was some old man smoking in it his whole life. Tape. Yeah, I like put a blanket over it and put Bath and Body Works all over it. And my clients were like, oh my God, this is so comfortable. But they had no idea there was like a spring coming through. But definitely like go on OfferUp, go on Craigslist. Like there's Amazon, you can get cheap stuff from Amazon. Like there's so many people out there who are like super rich that like literally throw that stuff on there for cheap. Like Goodwill, like I love going to the Goodwill on Eastern and 215 because right up the street is like McDonald Highlands and Anthem, and like all these rich people get rid of their Lululemons and they get them for like $15. And then I resell them on Poshmark for $60. I will still do this. You can find me on Poshmark because I'm still doing it. But anyways, there's so many different things that you can get on a budget. So
Poshmark handles one man's treasure.
It is. I love it. I get excited about that stuff. But definitely like look on Amazon. Like there's so many different things, you know what I mean? And you can, hand-me-downs aren't like a bad thing. So I think when you're first starting, because honestly, getting into this industry, you're not even going to know if you love it. So let's say you're buying that light that's $400 and you're buying a brand new recliner. And then you're like, you know what, this isn't for me. Like I just, I don't want to do it. And then you bought all this, expensive stuff.
Yeah, if you go into our salons too, I mean, they look fabulous. They literally do. They're like the Disneyland of the lash salon, right? But you would be surprised how many things in there my wife actually got on offer up her Craigslist, and even in our house,
Our
man,
marketplace.
we have like a formal dining room set, like in our like dining room like area, and everybody's like, "Where did you get this?"
It was
$150 a moving sale.
Somebody was moving.
Like these giant Queen Anne chairs, and it's nice. And it's like, I mean, somebody spent a couple thousand on it.
Yeah.
And she had to like get out of town quick.
Yeah.
Husband was in the cartel or something. I didn't catch the story. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to buy brand new stuff. Be thrifty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look for those bargains and things. The next thing I was going to tell you too is one of the questions we get is, how much should I charge? I just got my esthetician license. I just got my cosmetology license. I've been watching videos. I've been practicing. Don't be worried as much about what to charge. I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, how can you say that from your vantage point? You know what I mean? From place of success. We didn't start there. You guys already heard, my wife started doing lashes for free for 1 year. There was no YouTube back then. Nobody was giving away free info. Most of the places were only doing classic. Nobody really knew how to do volume. And so you have so much education for free at your fingertips. Just, get your friends and family in and practice, right? Practice, getting stuck. Practice learning how to tape back and get in so you can, work on your fullness. Practice not using too much glue. Practice working on cleaner looking lashes, not stacked. I'm just saying the more you practice, you won't have to worry about when it comes time to set your prices when your work is dialed in. And, people always ask, how long does that take? It's up to you. Could be, 2 months, could be 10 months, could be, but the key is to practice and just, you kind of hope that they're going to tip you or take care of, do something nice for you so you can at least afford to keep buying supplies.
Yeah. And if you're too nervous, like I was like full blown anxiety when I started like practicing on people. I had like swamp ass.
Tell them how
bad.
long your first set took.
My first set took 2 days, and I probably had like 11 lashes on each eye, and I was just like shaking. I was sweating. It was really hard for me. But I was going to say, if you don't want to do it on friends and family, you can always do it on like a, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, a mannequin head.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can even practice on sponges or anything like that if you're just too nervous. But it's really just all up to you, because it's the more you practice, the more you're going to get better at your craft. And then eventually when you move on to taking on models, you will be a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. The third thing I was going to say too, there are free apps out there too to track your appointments. I don't know if Setmore is still around or not.
Me either.
But that was the app we used at first. So what we used to do is we would write down client appointments on a piece of paper, or like a book, 3-ring binder or whatever. We would write down the appointments for the day, and it was a horrible way to track it. What's nice about some of these free software apps, they're not like your Bookers or your Vigaros where you're going to pay like a premium and have that stuff. But with the free one, you can at least track your data. You at least have the customer information that tells what your sales are. And that way you don't accidentally double book, because if you're erasing and writing stuff down, you'll forget stuff. But with the freebies out there, you can actually check the customer data. It'll enable you to keep, make sure you get as much detail as possible too. We live in a day and age where people feel like it's super intrusive to ask for phone numbers or write down notes about like their kids and things. The more information you have on them, you can look back on that appointment when they come in next time, and you're like, man, what did we talk about? Oh, their kid had a birthday party, or, things. Listen, you want to get my wife's good graces. I told you before, ask questions about our kids or do something nice about our kids, right? And my wife will love you forever. And that's the key, like find little things that create that friendship, right? You're not just a lash artist doing lashes. People come to people they like, right? And so if I'm buying from somebody, I'm typically buying from somebody I genuinely like, or I've bonded with, or I found commonality or step of common ground. So write down those notes, find out things they're like, find out what their hot buttons are, find out what, what their hobbies are. And then you'll be able to go back in and hit those things when you talk to them next. They're gonna be like, I like Shauna. Shauna's cool. She remembered about my kids. She remembered about and those are the things you guys need to be doing.
Yeah. I was going to say on the flip side too, that's like when you start to get clients, but even if you're doing models, I mean, I would write down everything in a notebook, because I was like, I had so much grit that if somebody like wrote me and they're like, hey, do you have a 3? And I did have a 3, I would like squeeze them in for dear life. So that's why I would write everything down, because I would erase a name, move people around. But I was just, I was starting my business, so I really wanted to get everybody in. So you can also do that when you first start, before you get like a booking system.
Yeah, for sure. And make sure, look for other channels too for free education. You know what I mean? There's so much of this stuff readily available now. It was never like this. I don't remember which brand it was, but they were pretty mad when they met Shauna and I. They're like, I can't believe you guys give all that stuff away for free. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have to pay me if you want that kind of info. And what they don't understand is by giving away that free info, by helping somebody out, who are people going to want to come back and buy from, right? The people that charged them for every time they made a phone call or every time they needed something, or the person that was like, hey, let me show you how to solve this problem. And when we tell you this stuff, we're not telling this stuff from like, hey, we read a book and we think it works. Like, this is years of lawsuits, getting people stuck, double booking clients, having people, throw stuff off the front desk, having, like, we've been through every possible, like, this is from the trenches. Like, this is taking grenades and finding our way out of it. So when you guys see this stuff, you just know it's like, if Mike and Sean are telling you this, it's not because we're like, hey, try it out and come back and let us know next week how it worked. You know what I mean? Like, she's handled so many Lash 911s. I mean, we had a newborn baby one time. We went at 1 a.m. Lady was having an allergic reaction. We went into the salon. The lady was freaking out. My wife went and did a full removal at 1 a.m. I'm in the front room rocking the baby, trying to keep it quiet. You know what I mean? That's the kind of like extra customer service type things we did. And then here's one last thing to tell you guys. I know you have to respect boundaries, right? Like, everybody needs downtime from lashing. But in the beginning, make sure you are trying, if people start wanting to book with you, be available and take those appointments, take those complaints, take them after hours. It's not fun at first, but here's what most lash artists don't do. Sorry, respond tomorrow, hit me up tomorrow, it's a little late, or respond during normal business hours. If somebody's having an allergic reaction or something bothering them, and you respond and go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, let's get you in tomorrow, or ask them what's going on, and you get your phone. We always have our phone in our hand. Like, everybody's got their phone readily available, right? So be able to respond back and just say, yes, let me get you in tomorrow, let me figure out what's going on, or be available to answer a question late at night. If someone found something on social media, they found your ad, they're like, oh my gosh, how much do you charge? Don't blow them off, because that's an opportunity that you have to win them over as a client so that they don't go and book with somebody else. And if you do that stuff in the beginning, your books will be filled, and then you can then dictate your hours later.
Good point. I still do that.
Shauna does.
I
so
have
that
no boundaries.
She's customer service. It'll be midnight on a Saturday night. She'll have like one eye pried open, talking to China and answering a DM at the same time.
Hey, that's how you got to be when you want to get to the top.
Yeah.
Good game. That was good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we got for you guys today. Obviously, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can join our Facebook group, the Lash TTEA. And if you haven't done so yet, please refer somebody who feels they can greatly benefit from this podcast. Until then, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.